Yavaş oku.
Introduction. Architecture is shaped by both global trends and local traditions. Modern technology makes buildings more efficient, but it can also erase cultural identity. Many cities today look similar because of this. On the other hand, regionalism focuses on local materials, climate, and traditions, creating buildings that feel like they belong to their surroundings. The challenge is not choosing one over the other, but finding a way to blend them. How can we use modern advancements while still respecting the cultural and environmental context of a place?
What is critical regionalism? Kenneth Frampton introduced critical regionalism as a way to prevent architecture from losing its connection to place. He believed that modern architecture, while innovative, often ignores the local climate, culture, and materials. Instead of completely rejecting modern design, critical regionalism suggests using its benefits while also respecting the uniqueness of each location. It encourages architects to think beyond standardized design and focus on how their buildings interact with their environment.
Frampton's main ideas. Frampton emphasized that architecture should respond to the physical and cultural environment. He suggests using local materials, designing buildings that fit the climate, and creating space that people can connect with. For example, a building in a hot, dry climate should use materials that keep interiors cool, rather than relying only on air conditioning. Instead of designing for trends, architects should design for long-term, sustainable and cultural relevance.
The role of the senses in architecture. Critical regionalism is just about how a building looks, it's about how it feels. Frampton talks about how architecture should engage all the senses. The way sunlight filters through a space, the texture of the materials, or the way a building connects with the landscapes all shape how we experience it. For example, a stone floor in a warm climate might feel cool underfoot, providing natural comfort. This sensory connection helps people feel more attached to the spaces they live and work in.
Local identity versus globalization. In today's world, globalization has led to cities looking more and more alike. Skyscrapers made of glass and steel dominate urban landscapes everywhere, from New York to Shanghai. While these designs are efficient, they often fail to reflect the local identity and culture. Frampton argues that architecture should be shaped by the needs of the people who use it, rather than by international trends. A building in Tokyo should not look the same as one in Buenos Aires if their histories, climates, and lifestyles are so different.
Hasanpatty's approach. While Frampton developed the theory of critical regionalism, architects like Hasanpatty put these ideas into practice. Patty believed that architecture should serve the needs of the people, especially in poorer communities. In Architecture for the Poor, he criticized the use of expensive industrial materials in Egypt, where they were neither affordable nor well suited to the local climate. Instead, he promoted traditional building methods that had been used for centuries, arguing that they were often more practical and sustainable.
Feity's use of local materials. Feity's designs focused on using materials that were readily available and well adapted to the environment. For example, he reviewed the use of mud bricks, which are naturally insulating and help keep buildings cool in Egypt's
desert climate. He also designed domes and vaults that improved airflow and reduced the need for artificial cooling. His work showed that traditional materials and techniques are not outdated. They can still be the best solution for modern problems. By respecting both tradition and innovation, Fethi created architecture that was functional, sustainable, and deeply connected to its place.
Blending regional and universal ideas today. The conversation between regional and universal architecture is still ongoing today. Many architects now try to blend modern technology with local traditions. For example, in warm climates, building often incorporates traditional shading techniques such as wooden screens or overhangs to reduce heat instead of relying on air conditioning. In Scandinavian, architects use local timber and design buildings with large windows to take advantage of natural light. These examples show that modern architecture doesn't have to ignore tradition. It can adapt it in creative ways to fit contemporary needs.
The future of regionalism. As cities grow and climate change becomes a bigger concern, the ideas of regionalism are becoming even more important. Architects today have the responsibility to design buildings that respond to their environment rather than ignore it. Using sustainable materials, considering local climate conditions, and respecting cultural heritage will be the key in shaping the future of architecture. Instead of choosing between tradition and modernity, the best design will find a way to integrate both, creating space that are functional, meaningful, and lasting.